I'm Jennifer Monk.
I'm Kelly Kerr-Young.
And we are from Last Breath. Last Breath has 9 episodes in it. I was the co-creative director and the producer of the series, as well as one of the writers and one of the actors.
I wrote my episode and I was one of the actors.
Kelly, what is the funniest thing that has happened to you on set?
Funniest thing. Well, it's not funny, but I was doing a short film in Vancouver once and they had a stunt scene and it was meant to be done in like 4 different sections, but they ran out of time. So they're like, you have to do the whole thing in one go.
Oh.
So I had to run in heels and it was honestly like doing a theatre production, but on film, and you're waiting and you're behind pillars and then you're running and then, in heels. And then I had to fall over in heels, which the stunt coordinator was not on board with. But I was like, no, I can do it. It's happening. And we did, and it looked awesome.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I think the funniest thing that has happened was more recently when we went guerrilla style.
Oh, yeah.
So during isolation, we haven't been able to do much, but there was a lift over a weekend where you were allowed to, leave the suburbs and go and stay overnight somewhere. That has now stopped. But we went and shot something in the bush that involved dancing around a fire naked, and because we didn't have a crew, it was just Kelly and a couple of other girls and myself from Girls That Good, and so we set the camera up and we did the dancing naked, everything, and then and then there's just this image of me going, I'll just find my undies, and then running past the camera saying, I just gotta check it to see if it looked good, because it just, dancing around. That was pretty fun. That was pretty funny, I think.
What was your inspiration for your project?
For our project. Well, Last Breath was Girls That Good is an all-female collective of artists, directors, writers, producers, actors. We all sort of came into it as actors and then realised very quickly that we needed to learn how to do all the parts of creating theatre, film, web series. This was our first web series. And the inspiration for this was that a lot of the actors, including yourself, in the collective wanted to do some writing. So the inspiration came from the members of Girls That Good wanting to be writers, and then we did a 4-week writing course with Perry Cummings, who was the other co-creator of this series, co-creative director, and that's the inspiration. And then, of course, we found the Australian women who had been sentenced to life or hanged for their crimes. So it's inspired off real people, real women, because that's kind of what we do in Girls That Good, is tell the stories that go unheard and unnoticed. And usually they're women because we're women. So we're telling our stories.
Jen, what has been your most defining moment as a filmmaker?
It's a funny thing, Kelly, because I don't know if you think this too, I don't really see myself as a filmmaker.
That's weird because you do so much.
I know. I just didn't think I was a filmmaker, but I think the defining moment as a filmmaker was when we sort of crossed into that, because a lot of the women in Girls That Good came out of, we did theatre, a lot of theatre, and then lives get busy, people have babies, we don't want to spend so much time rehearsing and then being in a show and then it's over. We were transitioning into film. And
trying to get people to come see the shows.
I know, it's really hard. And it sort of is a sad and but it's a sort of point too, which we're not going to go into here. Anyway, so we had this show called The Association that Perry Cummings and I had been working on for quite a while, and it took us a year to try and get people to want the show. And at that point, it was a theatre show. And then within that year, no one wanted it, so we said, well, we'll do it ourselves. We'll just do it with Girls That Good, and it's fine. But also, we decided, a lot of us went, we kind of want to do film. And we'd only done one film before, a short film. So the association, we actually hired out a house and did it as an immersive theatre piece. And then when we weren't doing the theatre show, we would shoot the film version as well. And I feel like that is a defining moment for me, because it was the first time where I felt I was making a film. But it was quite an inventive way, because
2 at the same time, 2 different scripts.
Yeah. I mean, it was the same story, but there were things were cut out of the theatre show for the film, or there'd be some stuff in the film that wasn't in the theatre show. And we used all the ticket sales from the theatre show that we did to fund the crew.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Yeah. And everybody had another job, fundraising or props or whatever. So, yeah, it's really collective.
If you wanted to act in it, you had to be on the creative team. So there were different, you know, fundraising team, publicity team, production design team. Everyone needed to pull their weight. And then from there, we've started knowing that we could do it. I mean, we did that on ourselves. We had no budget. We had we had a budget. We all in-kinded. We all volunteered our times and gave up our actor fee. But we were able to create a short feature that then got a premiere at a commercial cinema, and it went on to being in, you know, the social shorts for actor. And it's, you know, it was a defining moment because we could do it with nothing. Imagine what we could do
with actual budgets and things.
If people gave us money. What about you?
Well, it's funny you saying that story, because I guess, I don't know if you work this way, but you're just continuing, I guess, what's the next thing, and you sometimes actually forget about, oh yeah, that's right, we did these projects that were really defining. I still don't feel like one, because I haven't really fully produced something by myself, but going through that experience with the association made me went, oh, watching, you know, I was obviously acting in it and doing other bits.
Callie was the lead in it. She was very good.
But I wasn't doing like the producer stuff you were doing, but I got to watch it all, and I got to watch some of our members do things like lead, directing, things that people hadn't done before or I hadn't seen them do, and went, oh, we can do this. So that was the impetus for me to create some more stuff. Not only obviously working with you guys, but another company that I work with, to go, yeah, I've got the confidence, I can do this, we can do this. So I haven't made my own film outside of you guys, obviously, but it has given me more confidence to go, yeah, I know now what to do and how to do it. Like our little rendezvous a few weekends ago.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
Yeah. Well, we were all...
Just want to keep making stuff.
I know. We were totally all filming on that, because it'd be like, great, you've got to go and set the shot up. Okay, I can do it here. Can you do that? Can you do this? Okay, just run. Yeah. So, you know, that was fun, because it's been pretty shit in isolation.
Yeah.
And not being able to, you know, hug and hang out and you know, create art. Callie and I were actually, with two other members, supposed to go on tour for a theatre show going around the regional areas in Victoria, Australia, and 2 days before we were leaving, it got shut down.
Yep.
So hopefully we'll get to go again later in the year. But yeah, I think just knowing that you can just go and create your own content is pretty powerful.
And seeing the other, like, festivals that we've gotten in with Last Breath, and you go to see other people's work and you meet people and you realise, oh wow, there's so many different ways you can do this. And that gives you more confidence to make more work and go, right, great, I've got this idea, I can actually do it this way. Or like on the phone, like we shot the last one.
Yeah.
On the phone.
Exactly. Exactly.
Fun.